Do you want to support First Nations in BC but not sure how? My name is Jessie Williams. I'm a member of the Squamish Nation and I'm the Director of Business Development and Communications for the New Relationship Trust. At NRT, we invest in partnership and relationship development that supports First Nations in British Columbia. As you begin building relationships, a good place to start is with the host nations whose traditional territory your business is located on. The New Relationship Trust office is located on the territory of the Tsleil-Waututh Nation. We invited Wanak, Dennis Thomas of the Tsleil-Waututh Nation, to share his knowledge and wisdom with those who want to partner with First Nations communities.
One thing that I'd really like to provide advice on is the nation-building approach to economic prosperity. And there are generally 4 or 5 different critical items that people need to understand that our nations have to assert our presence, our identity on the land. The second one is really having the processes and systems in place so that our organizations can fulfill those needs or wants within a nation. The third is to start thinking long-term. We were forced to think short-term through colonization, which was not our way of thinking. It's the short-term effect, 2 or 3 years. Long-term is 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Fourth is valuing culture as an advantage. Show your culture, show your identity, show your connection to these lands, these waters, the air, the mountains, the sky, and use that, because that is what drives our passion to do what we do today. And lastly is to make sure that we empower our younger generations, and then they will inspire the other future generations. That's the nation building approach that I believe is very critical to a success of a nation. With that, if you're looking at outside potential partnerships, they need to understand those values. They need to understand those 5 different points, because that's what they're getting into. And that's the better social causes, but also economic, cultural, and awareness of what drives our communities.
Also, consider reaching out to Indigenous organizations who have experience working with First Nations communities. At the New Relationship Trust, we provide relevant and innovative tools and funding opportunities to First Nations that support them in building powerful and resilient communities on their own terms. I invite you to reach out to the New Relationship Trust to discuss potential partnership opportunities that uplift First Nations communities and individuals in BC, because relationship building is nation building. Empowering First Nations in British Columbia by developing relationships based on respect and reciprocity.